Hey everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight. Last time we got the attention of someone, but also we got this really sick coat, so let's learn how to use it.
The coat that you mentioned you're gonna use over and over
And over. Cause yeah, if you ever played any 3D Zelda, this is the equivalent of rolling on the overworld. It's just faster.
This is when really the speedrun opens up.
Yeah. Can't wait to get those damage boosts and skips out of the way. But yeah, we're gonna check out this area that we don't really get to do quite yet. Because look who's here.
Who? Oh, hi.
Yeah, every single time you see him, you notice he's just kind of, they present his weird little hat first, more than anything.
Is this basically Solaire?
I want to say more, not Siegfried, what was the first one's name?
Sigmire?
Sigmire. Just a genuinely honest guy that wants to help. Also, if you notice in the back, there's a statue of a slug.
Is it a metal one? No.
No, it's stone. I really wanted
Damn
to do
it.
that joke too, but it's stone. And it's kind of interesting because we've had both Sly, the fly merchant, and now Quirrell say, "Hey, that's a pretty neat weapon you got there, but it looks like it's worn down," which is A, foreshadowing for some of the main characters' past, and B, a way of saying you're gonna get upgrades soon.
Yeah, I managed to beat 2 bosses with this piece of shit.
Yeah, one of them was an expert lancer.
That guy's waiting for his anime outro to begin.
Just waiting for the winds are pushing me to play.
Oh, that's too cool.
I heard that song again recently. I'm just like, oh, I hate this. This is great.
Listen, the first time I got to that screen, I just left it on that screen until the song ended. And I was just rocking out the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing I do like about this game is that, as seen with us getting the mothwing cloak, the game does a good job at teaching you how to do this by specifically setting up an obstacle course that shows you exactly what you can do. Like, instead of, say, a tutorial where it says, hey, you could do this, hey, you could do this, hey, did you know about the spider climbing technique? No, it just says, here's a lake you can't jump over, but you got a mothwing cloak, what do you do? I've always felt more hands-off tutorials are better than the more blatant ones.
Well, it depends heavily on the design of the level to be built around said new mechanic.
Yeah, because I kind of brought it up subtly, but I've been playing a lot of Catherine recently, and that game uses a more blatant tutorial, but I feel like with a game like that where it's all about puzzle focus and, what's the term I'm looking for? Like, you're thinking of spatial
Death.
logic. Well, yeah, death. In Catherine, you think of more of spatial logic, so it makes sense that they would give you the open tutorials telling you about climbing techniques.
Also, I feel like it's for especially specifically for Catherine, it's more of a, hey, do you have the tutorial ready? We're about to get super hard after this tutorial ends.
Yeah.
There's no forgiveness in Catherine, so.
Huh.
Mimic-kun.
No.
Hello.
Door.
Mega Man X armor. Oh shit, both sides.
Yeah.
And they're bigger.
It's a little tricky mainly because you're fought on both sides, and every single time I LP, I do it in like monthly bursts, so oftentimes starting from here out, you're gonna see situations of me going, well, I haven't played in like 3 or 4 weeks. How do I do this again?
I'm as rusty as a trombone. Oh shit.
Yeah, I gotta take this opportunity to heal. I also mentioned before that if you ever do use focus, enemies have a propensity of having pinpoint precisions on their attacks.
I mean, you'd do the same thing in that situation.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do any enemies ever use the healing mechanic?
No, but they get their own unique traits.
I would like the idea that you run into enemies that gain the abilities of the area, like, because now you have the mothwing thing, you start running into enemies that dash like that.
Oh, that would be neat, actually. Just, you know, the game evolves as you do.
Because some places I imagine you can't go without that mechanic, so I imagine the creatures that live in that area would have that mechanic.
They do something like that to that effect, but nothing as stark. Like, we won't see enemies with the mothwing cloak, but we will see enemies that are more deadly, but also have the capacity of flight, which will explain how exactly they got there. Like this jerk.
Is there a reason why you're glowing black? Oh, that just means you're near death.
Yeah, it's the game's way of showing you, hey, you're pretty dead, bro. Heal.
It's almost as though you can't keep your form and all your shadow blackness is leaking out of you.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre, because we're just a little bug.
We're not a shadow lord.
Oh, man. A lot of people were actually talking to me about Nier when we keep mentioning in this LP, which is humorous.
I just like the name Shadow Lord regardless. It's just, it's so over the top. It sounds like a metal bad guy.
Yeah.
Look out for the Shadow Lord!
God, I was...
You're not good at this.
Yeah. Like, I mentioned before, I've played a lot of this game. I'm still not great at it, because much like just with every video game I've played, I just have this bad habit of headbutting hazards. Luckily with the focus system, this game is a lot more forgiving than other platforms. It's a little bit easier, admittedly, since you don't have to hunt for medkits, but it also keeps the pacing going. Like, you're never stopping because your medkit is the blood of your enemies, so if you just take damage, you're like, oh, I need to heal. 2 seconds. Alright, let's go.
That's some Conan the Barbarian shit. I heal by the blood of my enemies.
I appreciate it for what it is. Like,
And
it's very
give the
rare.
lamentation to the insect.
Man. That's I actually haven't heard that quote in a long time. Now, there is a secret area that I'm trying to remember where it is. I'm nearing it right now, but it allows us to get an optional item that is good for beginners, but I don't use it as much because I try not to get hit, and it doesn't fit my playstyle. Whenever I play games like this, I'm usually more melee-oriented. I like to punch things in the mouth and do sick combos.
I'd like to imagine there's different weapon types you can give your little bug buddy. Like, nail's one of them, but then there's like big nail that's slower, or you have a bow and nail row, or I don't know how to describe that.
That would be pretty cool, but that's not the case. You only have one melee weapon, but as I mentioned before, your badges do offer up more variety in terms of spell casting.
Whoa.
New hazard introduction. This is just the damage field, but here, that's a jump we couldn't make normally. If you come here beforehand, this room is basically, hey, if you don't have dash, get out of here.
Ooh, this seems like there's probably something nice at the end of it.
Yeah. I think it's a neat item, I just don't use it as much as I feel like I should. Especially with how often I get hit. You get the Thorns of Agony. This is a badge that when you get hit, you reactively emit a actually quite large AoE attack. It's really good because it does a lot of point-blank damage super fast and keeps your iframes. So if you were to utilize it in a boss and you got overly aggressive and you got hit, you would get a free hit out of that badge and then continue your attack.
Does it have the strength of a standard hit?
It has the strength to usually kill a normal enemy when you get hit by one.
Does it use up your magic gauge?
Nope. That's the good part.
Oh, wow.
It's really good, but it also promotes getting hit, and I don't like that mindset.
You prefer using your stand power to gather coins?
Yes, because I am lazy. Yeah, we were here a while ago, but I forgot to open the door.
Wayne, he's not a masochist, he's just lazy.
Exactly. Honestly, it's just a nice quality of life thing. You waste so much time collecting geos that I feel like that badge should kind of be a standard. Now here's something
You get more badge placement as you level up, I assume?
Yup. You get more badge ranks, through various different means. One we'll see at the end of this, well, near the end of this video. But you do eventually get more capacity. And technically you have infinite capacity. You just need to be willing to take double damage. Because someone on YouTube actually mentioned, hey, when you overcharm, you actually have infinite capacity beyond that. You just have to be willing to take more damage. And I'm like...
So any subsequent badge does not increase the damage level?
Nope.
Oh, then just equip everything.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, but with the way I play, I'm kind of a little gun-shy about that. Plus, I think I might be misinterpreting it. I think what they mean is that it's not just one extra space for over-equipping. It just means you could over-equip to as many degrees on that one badge. So, like, say, if it was one space and we put on a 4-space badge, we could force that as well, just nothing beyond that.
Ah, I see.
I'll have
to
to
just throw on every badge.
Yeah, that would be busted. I'll have to experiment that with the next recordings. So here is a, this is technically a path that I don't think the developers want you to go on your first playthrough, mainly because after all the playthroughs I've done, I come to realize what the game wants you to do. But there's a difference between that and what's been ingrained in my muscle memory. Because this is what I did when I played. This is what I know.
I noticed you haven't been attacking those really spiky enemies. Can you bounce off of them like you do normal spikes?
Oh yeah, easily. You could also kill them, but in a way you need a much longer range to do so. Technically we have the fireball, but we have limited ammo for that. There are ways to kill it, but A, we need specialized badges for that. B, why? They're just chilling.
One thing I've also been curious about is, you did mention there's varying difficulties in this game, correct?
Yes, but not in the traditional sense. You start out with a normal difficulty, but then you unlock Steel Soul, which is the you don't die run. There's no easy, normal, hard.
Oh, I see.
Which kind of makes me wonder, how would you do an easy, normal, hard here without just bloating HP and damage?
I would imagine things like healing take more magic energy.
Ooh, that would be good. Just focus consumption is more, and maybe have like what Llama Lana did with their hard mode and just put enemies in different locations.
Set up for ambushes, which is always bullshit.
Yeah. Also, that area we just did was a, what are words? It's another area that we can't do until we get a certain power-up later in the game. I just wanted to show it off because I like showing off neat little areas that we could go to later. But also, there's this thing here.
I am honestly surprised this game isn't on consoles yet. It just looks like a console-ready game.
They were planning to get this ready for Switch and PS4, and the original plan was Wii and PS4, but then they decided to shift gears and put it on the Switch. But also, when this game first released, they noticed there was a lot of optimization issues, so they kind of had to delay that in order to optimize it further.
To be fair, like, I bet now there's more people that own Switches than ever owned Wii U's.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Also, that mini-boss was super easy. If you know when to time it, your fireball will hit him twice, which means you got a lot of damage out in a short amount of time. Good way to get cash fast. Also, we're going to a new area that is the, if I'm remembering my Super Metroid right, I want to say the meridian of this area. Or this game, I should say.
I already like the look of it.
Fog Canyon is interesting, but it also has the issue of it's one of those areas where you could go to first, but do nothing for a good 40% of the game. Because, see this thing here? Guess we're gonna need to find a super bomb or something, because we can't go through that, and Cornifer's on the other side of that barrier.
I was about to say, I hear some map making going on over there.
Yeah. So yeah, if for those of you that haven't played Super Metroid, Meridia is a very notorious place in that game. I'm probably getting the area wrong. Someone will correct me in the comments, but it was an area that you constantly go through in Super Metroid for a lot of the time, but you can never really do anything until you get the Super Bomb, which unlocks the 70% of the rest of the level. And this level follows that logic, which is why I feel like this is a path you're not supposed to be taking on your first playthrough. I don't
know how I always feel about those kind of areas in games, because it's kind of cool to the little aha moment players come when they get in ability going, oh, how do I use that? Oh yeah, there's that one place I can't go. But at the same time, like, if that doesn't always necessarily click with you, you just get to this place and you're like, I can't do anything, what the fuck?
Yeah, I could agree with you there. But also, by happenstance, we find this fellow.
Oh, Bakura Fineldo.
It's Millabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine you get a whole lot of business down here.
Yeah, what the hell's a banker doing at the bottom levels of an abandoned city?
Do any of these jellyfish require loans?
That'd be kind of funny. It's like, sir, can I then just do a loan? Maybe get you a nice deal on the interest, and then this brainless jellyfish just blubbers around.
Oh, so
That's
prefer to
you,
have a
Geo.
cosigner, I see.
Yes, yes. So yeah, you can store Geo here. You do lose Geo on death, so this is a nice security plan. You can store up to 4,500 Geo here.
Is there a easy way to travel back to this bank?
Yes, we're actually nearing there super quick.
Gio Kalala.
There is a minor quest line involving Millabelle that I'll show off later. I just don't have the means to activate it yet. But yeah, you were asking for a quick way to get here? Well, we're at a train stop. This is kind of the weirdest thing because I feel like this is not supposed to be the way to go, yet this route also has unique dialogues for going this way. Like, I don't know
Like
if you...
unique, like, to the timing? Like, they're not here if you go in normal pace or something?
That's the thing I don't know, because I've never taken the quote-unquote intended route. I've always gone through Fog Canyon. So I don't know if I'm supposed to go through the other way, which is the original route I will discuss next video. And if we go here then, will Quirrell still be here?
I love a situation where you leave an area and the guy goes, oh, hello. I believe you're not supposed to be here.
That would be funny. It's like, what are you doing here, man? Did you get lost? Go back, dude. Just a way for the developers to insert that message.
What the hell? Oh, hi.
It's a giraffe.
Hello, Willow.
This is a very nice bug that we could learn a lot more about her once we get double jump and a unique ability later in the game. I'm trying not to spoil much. But we definitely can learn about Willow, but once we're done with her dialogue here, that's all we get from her until we get those abilities.
So basically, there's fungus on the ceiling. Got it.
Yeah. I think that was a Kickstarter-funded NPC, which is not bad, but also kind of... okay.
I'm
Just
always a little bit, unless it's a joke character, I'm always a little bit, when they put those characters into games.
Oh, fully understandable. If you remember Shovel Knight, I streamed the recent expansion, what was it, Spectre Knight? And a lot of my friends had a lot of words to say about one very specific Kickstarter character.
It's Zubaz, isn't it?
No, they actually like Zubaz.
Feel the storm.
I like Zubaz too, I think. He's slightly out of place, but he's still funny, so I could get away with that.
I love the irony of Zubaz.
Yeah, the one
Because the
everybody
character should never appear in anything. Let's put him in everything.
Yeah. The one all my friends hate is the ninja.
Yeah.
So, cutting out a little bit of backtrack. Well, actually, that's later on, but with the dash we could do something here, and I don't think I cut out the backtracking because it's relatively quick.
I see why they call it the crossroads now, because it's basically the median area between all areas.
Mm-hmm. Also, you remember you mentioned laughing in this specific area. Welp? Let's see what that is.
Oh yeah, we couldn't get up here earlier, that's right.
It's a gypsy?
A big gypsy.
I like this character a lot.
Ooh!
I like this character a lot because it's... I'm gonna just, show my true colors here, regretting it or not. This is basically the Obasan character.
I love all those stereotypical, ooh, yeah! yes, kind of in the dialogue.
She's very funny, and she's our main badge saleswoman. And you mentioned that, can we expand our charm capacity? Yeah. Yes. But she's very strict about it. The first one has no ties attached, but for each subsequent one, we need a certain number of charms in order to get the next upgrade. Next one, I need 4 more badges to buy, so let's,
So if you buy some badges, you can get more slots?
Yes.
Oh, well,
She isn't the only source of badge slots. There are definitely some that you could get just by doing certain things, but she will be your primary source. Now, there's a lot of them that I'm kind of covering here. The blue one gives you, this game's equivalent of Isaac's Soul Hearts. You get 2 non-returnable health ups, and whenever you go to a bench, you get those back. Long Nail increases your range. I forget what the name is, but the one with the little red triangle in the center makes it so you don't get knocked back on attacking. Shaman Stone increases your magic damage, which is really good, actually. I like this, but I always have a hard time figuring out when I want to use it. And the badge with the pink gem in the center increases your focus speed. Also, Salabra here also gives you a couple hints, namely for badge combinations. And also, she eventually tells you about over-charming.
I did just notice that when you were in her inventory, and I guess I haven't noticed it when you were shopping before, that there's flavor text built into the item descriptions, depending on who you're buying them from. Because even as I was reading the things she was selling, there's a lot of, yes, kind of things in them.
Yeah, this game has a lot of nice touches to it, and I'm glad that the developers had that much attention to it. You also notice that, they have a little bit of the portrait of the shopkeeper you're talking to at the top of the menus, and whenever you buy something, they have a little, expressive reaction to it. Just a whole bunch of little touches that make the game great.
Little Timmy faces.
I believe there is one more thing I want to show off here now that we got this. I just gotta make my way towards it. Because this is definitely one of those games of, you got a unique power-up, you should probably go to, several different places and check what you get.
This feels like one of those classic game issues that easy enemies become the problem for you, because your playstyle becomes so much faster that you run into the slow enemies.
Yes. It also becomes
the bugs that just run at you because you're so used to dashing, you just slam right into them.
Yeah, I've had that issue before.
Also, question, and this may be spoiler related, but there are 2 chairs. Is there ever a point where there's someone else in that chair?
No, sadly. I feel like they intended to do that, but never retroactively, took that out when they decided, oh, we can't do that. But also, I just kind of thought this up on the fly. It might be a theming thing, because they mentioned that the stag beetles are transportation. He may just have multiple chairs because that's what he was designed to do. He was designed to be public transport. So it's kind of an issue of, yeah, he could carry multiple people, but you're the only one using him now, so lonely trip.
It would have been interesting, though, just to, randomly cuts that scene of him running through the tunnel and there's another bug sitting in the back.
Oh, that would be funny as hell. You
just reading a newspaper or something.
I also think it would be nice to have that if they ever... I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but if there was a situation where they could implement co-op in the game, that would be a nice touch.
Man, co-op would... I don't know how you do co-op on a game like this.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tricky, but I just like...
I want to go down, but no, I want to go left.
Yeah, that would definitely be harsh. I mean, Dark Souls handle it well, and we keep comparing it to that game.
It's true.
I don't know, I just love the idea of you're on the tram ride and the co-op buddy's just kind of hanging over the chair looking as well.
Well, I guess even Dark Souls co-op leaves room to be desired, because I was watching one of my friends, he's been posting videos of him playing Bloodborne, and he hasn't fought a single boss by himself. And he's like, oh, I beat this guy my first try, and I see him, he has 3 summons. I'm like, dude, you're ruining it. Yeah,
though, admittedly, I do gotta say, it's stuff from Dark Souls 2 onward, they've been steadily designing bosses away from solo play to more co-op play. But I'll save that discussion for later, because there's also a boss in this game that is designed like one of the a boss fight like that, but I feel does multi enemy boss fights way better than the Souls games. But that'll be in a future video. Because let me tell you, I have a nice tidy little notepad document on my desktop that just I open up during these recordings that says, these are the topics we're going to discuss when and when, because I have a lot of them. This game leads
You write notes. What a nerd.
Yeah, I don't have impromptu discussions like all the big name LPers. No, this game is interesting because I feel like it does a lot of good game decisions right, and I just want to save discussions for when they appear.
Well, see, that's good because you actually stay on point as opposed to someone like me that gets distracted.
It's alright. A lot of good things come from preparation, a lot of good things come from impromptu. That's just how LP works. But yeah, next time on Hollow Knight, we're going to be exploring a new area, and the thread's going to have a little bit of fun with the next video. We'll see you folks next time. Well, I say the thread, but also YouTube comments, because, you know, everybody should have access to manipulating my LPs. Good night, folks.
Even YouTube's like, who? When you say the forum.
Yeah. I feel like they should know, though. Good night, everybody.
Shame on you.